Hey everyone, Tordug here again. I thought I would just do a quick video about things you can do to help transition the tiers in Farthest Frontier. This is meaning hitting the upgrade button from tier 1 to 2, 2 to 3, etc. Generally, you don't need much to start the game. A good map, making sure you have, let's say, sand, clay, iron, are some of the more important things. Definitely need food, deer, boar populations, etc. Even wolves and things like that will count if you send out your hunters to hunt them. I think wolves are only defensively hunted. You actually have to manually hunt them with either soldiers or hunters. In any event, building pretty much one of each of the different types of resources. Make sure you have wells, everything's watered well. Make sure you have enough firewood that's your regularly lasting the winters. It's good to make sure you go through maybe anywhere between 3 to 10 years, I would say, in tier 1. 10 maybe a bit much, but for beginners, you know, it's fine. You need to have the saw pit in order to build some of the storage capacity because they need planks. You have to have a tannery to make winter coats. You need a cobbler shop for shoes, or they'll start complaining about shoes. You need to make sure Fletcher Building can keep your hunters and future soldiers armed with ranged effects. Basket shop is good, increasing all the carrying capacity of your little guys. And compost yard is a must-have as well, so it'll keep all the refuse off the streets. It'll keep disease at a minimum, things like that. Once everything, including the food, which is fishing, gathering, foraging, hunting, etc., and enough housing is all done. One market should do at this point as well. Putting everything as close as you can to the market will boost income. Even some of the hunting and gathering buildings also include income as well. See, now we're ready to go. What I like to do after this point, what a good idea is, build up your wood and build up your stone. When you flip over to tier 2 especially, it starts opening up a lot of things in the game, like raiders, like diseases, crop problems and things. If you have fields by then, that's another thing you could do, even if you are not ready for crops yet. Let's just say, for instance, you want to put down a field. This is how I do it without actually doing it. You take it whatever size. I usually go maximum. You want to leave space for a fence here and a space for a fence here, let's say. You draw out, there we are, the maximum size. You hit it. Then you quickly roads and fencing and just build the smallest, weakest, crappiest fence, because all it's here for is to keep out the deer. As soon as that's squared away and you actually have a measuring for it, unless you want to count out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., just destroy the crop field inside after you're done. They'll build the fence. They won't take anything else down. Put in a few gates, you know, here, whatever it is, and apiary or spots for apiaries. Make sure there's, if you're going to run roads, that there's an extra space on one side to put your apiaries in, which is your tier 2 bee hives, which is very important for the production of first candles, pardon me, and then medicines and things like that. Once you have 1 or 2 of those built, you don't need to generally divert the men. You usually won't have enough people. They take 7 for size this big just to run the field, so this way they'll build the fence, etc. Save up about 100 or 2 of logs. Same thing with the wood planks, and same thing with the stone. And the first thing you want to do when you hit tier 2 to protect yourself from bandits, go into the defenses, build a palisade wall. Water is good. Raiders cannot cross water at this point. They may add that, I'm not sure. So, you know, fence, gate, fence, over, and then up, and then whatever. If you need to replace part of this wood with palisades, I've done that before as well. That's fine. It'll keep animals out as well. Trying to use natural barriers and things like that, but this is the best way to do this is by saving up the logs, the firewood, the planks, the stone, etc., and so forth. Even if you can get clay and stuff ahead of time as well, that would be great, because you need that clay and sand for crops pretty quickly. When you flip it over, you'll immediately have to rebuild or upgrade a bunch of buildings, build defense for defense, all these other things. You'll be using several hundred logs and things right away. I find that, number one, building too fast will cripple you because you'll run out of people. They'll be doing too many jobs and there won't be enough laborers, which makes everything run slow. Number two, keep your builders going up as your laborers increase. I think like 10% is usually pretty good, or maybe closer down to 7%. So let's say you have 30, you want to have 6 at minimum for builders. They're the ones that upkeep your buildings and things when they start to decay. They do all the repairs, they do all the building of the new things, they do all the roads, they do all of this stuff. They also will help when they're not building with the laborers. So keep in mind that if you need a boost in laborers, you could stop building for a few months or a year or so. They'll join the labor pool and they'll help you keep everything running. And then you can build a little bit slower until people come and join in and have babies and all that other stuff. Your population will grow and then you're off to the races. Hopefully some of these help with the first couple of tiers, which can be troubling when you're just starting out. It's a very complicated game. There's so much to learn. I'm hoping some of these videos help out some of the newer players. Anyways, that's it for now. I will talk to you in the next video. Have fun playing.